Cities across Kentucky have lobbied state lawmakers for years to allow them to levy a local option sales tax. It would allow cities, for example, to collect an extra percent on top of the existing sales tax. Is that something you support, a local option sales tax? Why or why not?
A local option sales tax would require a constitutional amendment. That means that everybody out there could vote for or against it, and in most of the draft legislation, even after that, an area would get to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Working with our local officials has been one of the brightest spots about being governor. I think about when we were in Breckinridge County and Atlas was locating a headquarters there, biggest jobs announcement ever in that county. I think about the fact that we put a new steel facility in Bell County, more jobs than they'd seen in a long time. I remember when we located a new distillery in Fulton County, thinking about the amount of tourism that that's going to bring in. I'm proud to have worked with the General Assembly to have secured $500 million in clean drinking water grants that went to each and every county. Proud to be a governor that doesn't see in red or blue and has provided discretionary transportation funds to each and every county. And proud to be the governor that secured the dollars to get high-speed internet access to every home and every business. Again, not Team Red, not Team Blue, just one Team Kentucky.
Mr. Cameron.
Well, look, there's a difference between me and Andy Beshear, and I want to lower your taxes. I don't want to increase your taxes. So on this or anything else that might come up before the legislature, my primary position will be we need to lower your taxes. That's why I've been so adamant about making sure that we're in a position to eliminate Kentucky's income tax. I think growing the pie and getting more people into the state is really important. And I want folks to stay here in Kentucky as opposed to traveling on 65 or 75 south and going further down south. I want them to stay here. Part of the way in which we do that is by eliminating Kentucky's income tax, not increasing or expanding taxes here in this state. So I will be a governor that looks at things through that lens, and I want to give you more of your hard-earned money back into your pocket. This governor has a different approach. I think if Andy Beshear had his way, he would increase your taxes. In fact, to get the ball rolling on lowering your taxes, he actually vetoed that legislation. So this governor has a difference of opinion on the issue of taxes than I do.
Mr. Beshear, would you like to rebut?
As governor, I've signed an income tax reduction, and I've lowered the property tax rate 3 separate times. But Daniel Cameron's plan and the speed at which he's promised to do it is the Kansas plan. It's what they did in that state, and it cratered their economy. They had to make major cuts in education and in health care. Their economy stagnated, and they had to stop all of their infrastructure projects. In fact, their Republican legislature had to come and undo it years later. Yes, he talked about traveling down I-65. Do it. You'll see the biggest battery plants on planet Earth in Hardin County, Kentucky, not in Tennessee.